Hey guys, it's Sarah. I would like to take a moment to talk to you today about something that's been really on my mind. I took a break from YouTube because I had a pretty serious injury and also needed to work some mental health issues out. But I've had a lot of time to reflect on a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world, and I just really would like to take a moment to talk to you about it. So, happy Halloween. October has been kind of scary for a lot of us in ways that, are beyond haunted houses and that sort of thing. Um, the Brett Kavanaugh hearing, I know, right? I've been so angry and upset about the results of watching a woman who was so brave in coming forward, and kind of having to see on a blown up scale what would happen if a lot of us came forward with our stories. I also, however, have been very blessed because as I have been dealing with this really extreme anxiety and anger and rage, so much rage, I've had a lot of men in my life who are very, very important to me reach out to me. They saw me shit posting on Facebook a lot and they wanted to check on me and make sure I was okay. And I hope a lot of other women have had that experience because it means a lot. And to the guys out there who have been trying their best to be allies, it's hard to say the amount of impact that you guys have been leaving, but it's very profound. So my roommate, he would come home and see me crying every night, and he would sit there and listen as I told him what it felt like. My brother gave me a call and wanted to talk to me and make sure I was okay and ask me, how he could be a better ally to women because he has noticed a lot of women that are very important to him during this time go through really a rough time handling sexual assault conversations and allegations being blown off as if they didn't mean anything. And I've been very blessed. But I also, I reached this point of such profound and extreme anger that it came out different than I thought it would. I wanted to scream, I wanted to punch things, I wanted to freak out, and instead, I have just gotten very productive. I've been writing a lot and just really staying in tune with what's going on in the news and, talking to other women, trying to be a more positive person, trying to explain things in a way that doesn't make people defensive. And that gave me an idea. A lot of you who know me in real life know that, Wonder Woman is my trademark. I'm a cosplayer. I'm a character impersonator. And I thought about it. And Amazon's, they're kind of a group of women that are very feminist. They have a very rough past with men. I'm talking about the DC mythology here, but they have a very rough past with men. They don't trust them. They don't want a single man on their island. And I think that's what has been misconstrued as feminism, when in fact, those are women who have been very hurt and are acting out in anger because of fear. I also see where men are being manipulated into thinking that they should be afraid to be accused of sexual assault allegations. And, it does happen. It happens, but very, very, very rarely. And usually, if you've been stand up your whole life, you don't have anything to worry about. Now, there's always cases where that, there's a case where anything happens, but I think most of it is men being manipulated, because somewhere between all of our parents getting divorced, because, in my generation, that's what happens, and people with money learning how to emotionally manipulate us to separate us, and, this culture that we've built where we're afraid to admit that we want connection with each other and we want to be heard and we have feelings. I just think there's been some denial, some miscommunication, essentially some psychological trauma that we're not talking about that is keeping men and women from being able to really relate to each other, to talk about certain things that need, especially right now, to be talked about. And like I was saying, when I think about Wonder Woman, I think about the fact that she was sent to man's world in order to help bridge the gap in communication between men and women. I think that I stand in a pretty decent place to try to help build that gap in communication and to kind of bridge it for people. I grew up the only girl of several brothers. I have so many guy friends who are completely platonic. Obviously, I've been in relationships with men. I'm also bisexual, so I've been in relationships with women. I have several platonic girlfriends that I listen to navigating the dating world and just, society in general and how they're treated. And so I hear both sides where things are frustrating. I hear both sides where things are, there's fears about being used or being manipulated or being hurt, being controlled, history with abuse. And I really want to do something about this. I think that I stand in a position where I have a lot of knowledge that I can share. And I also understand that I don't know everything. I constantly find myself learning about how different people feel, about things that I thought were 100% true, but, something happens and I see that I could be wrong. I am someone that is very open-minded to changing my mind, but I'm also someone who believes, I'm a Libra, I believe in justice, I believe in fairness. I want to do my best to help create a world where we don't have to be so afraid and where there's more love and less fear, really more open communication. And so I would like to start some of these dialogues that I don't see happening on a regular enough basis. And so I'm starting a new segment. I'm reopening my YouTube channel and I'm starting a new segment. It's going to be called Ask an Amazon. I've been giving my brothers and my friends and, my cousins, all kind of people, relationship advice for a long time. I've made a lot of stumbles along the way. I, read a lot. I'm really into psychology. I'm really into spirituality. And I think I have something to offer here. So at bare bones minimum, I can start us conversing about certain things in a respectful way. So every week, I'm going to take someone's question via Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or real life, however I get it, and I'm going to chew it over. I'm going to meditate on it, and I'm not just going to leave it to myself to figure out, but I'm going to reach out to other people whose opinions I respect and who I know see things differently than me. Sometimes I struggle when I think that I know something as a fact, but we got to learn how to be more open-minded about things, and we got to learn how to listen to each other. And so I'm going to digest it. Whatever question I get, digest it for a week, talk to different people with varying opinions and varying backgrounds, and come back to you with whatever I come up with, whatever conclusion makes the most sense. And probably talk about some of the different viewpoints, but Ask an Amazon, it's going to come to you next week. I have my first question already. If you would like to participate in the conversation, please hit me up. If you would like to submit a question, please do so. I just, I can't sit with this anger anymore. I have to do something productive, and I think that I'm really good at resonating on problems. I'm really good at playing devil's advocate. I'm really good at giving advice, and I'm going to try my best to contribute and make this a better situation and help us figure out how to connect and where we're, missing each other. So thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it, and I hopefully will see you next week on my first episode of Ask an Amazon.